Well, if anybody's there, out there, I'm here. Doing a little bit crochet while I'm waiting. This is the knitting bag that I was crocheting. Hasn't been a very nice day today. It rained most of the day. Got up here near Newcastle. We don't expect anything better, really. It's been quite cool today, actually. That's why I'm wearing a cardigan, but it's starting to get a bit warm now. Like it's started getting the sun out late. It's getting too late to enjoy it. Hi, Jill. Wish I didn't have to keep leaning forward like this. If I bring the computer any closer to us, you wouldn't see me. Don't know what the weather's like down where you are, Jill, but it's terrible up here. We've had one or two nice days. I was out yesterday. Well, on Sunday, I usually go to, not every week, I go to my granddaughter's for a dinner, and that we went out to a local park for take the kids for a bit to play around and help to tire the little ones out a bit. Oh, it's been pouring with rains in South Wales. It's been pouring with rain here all day as well. It's just clearing up now and the sun's coming out when it's too late to enjoy it. I had a nice day on Sunday. There was forecast rain, but it was just an odd little shower, you know, that's a few drops, that's all it was in the morning and in the afternoon, and the kids enjoyed the time in the park. I did as well. It was a bit exercise, actually. Need a bit of exercise. Sitting around too much at our age doesn't help. But I was out last night, went to my quiz, went to the pub, we'll go to a quiz and bingo and play your cards right. We won the quiz, my team. We didn't win any bingo or play your cards right. We all enjoy it, have a good laugh, because everybody, all the teams, we all know each other, we're all friendly and have a good time. And I didn't get lost when I came home either. I got lost last Monday because there was a detour there. They're doing roadworks on the A1 up near where I am, up near Newcastle. And what they're doing, I don't know, because they always seem to be doing something on the A1. There's always detours. And this time, when I went on the last Monday, I think I told you on the last live thing I did about getting lost and that. Well, when I went out again on Wednesday night, I go to the same pub and we'll have a few games of bingo and play our cards right. That's what we do on a Wednesday night. And I had my friend, but she lived in Newcastle and that one, so I dropped her off at home and went to follow the road to come home. And before I could get onto the A1 again, were redirected somewhere else because they're still busy. I don't know what they're doing, but I followed all the directions, same as on the Monday night. And the roundabout that I came to where I got lost, where I took the wrong slip road the last time. I went all the way around that island. I went all the way around it twice to make sure to see where each lane was going. And then I found the right one on the way around. So I went back round again and took the right one. So I got home at the at the proper time. Got home for around about 11 instead of half an hour later, like what happened on the Monday night. But we had a canny night on Wednesday, me and my friend. If we do the bingo, we always share. Oh, hello, Angela. You're back. Well, if we win anything, we always share. And she won a line and a house. It's not very much. Oh, hello, Jeannie. Yes, it's been raining all day, but that's what we expect up here in Newcastle. But I'm saying when me and my other friend, when we do the bingo, if either of us win, we share whatever we win. And it's not very much because there's not a lot in. When my friend won she won a line and a house. We do one line, 2 lines and a full house. And I won 1 line. It was only £5 for the line, but somebody else shouted at the same time. So I had to share it with somebody else and I had to share it with my friends. So we got 125 each out of that. Oh, you won £20 on the lottery, did you, Angela? I won £25 on my premium bonds this morning when I checked. I've got an app on my phone, and when you check it, it comes up with if you've won sparkle things, you know. And I've won. It might be $1 million, but it wasn't. It was only £25. But it's better. I get more interest through what I win on the premium bonds than what I would get if it was in the bank, because the interest in the bank's next to nothing. It's not worth having. But anyway, I had a good night, and then we're quiz and bingo. And I'm saying we won the quiz last night, so we'll get. There was actually 6 of us at our table, and we get £15 worth of beer money between we. But it has to be spent before the next Monday, so by the Sunday it has to be spent. So there's only me and my friend going back on the Wednesday for the bingo, so we'll have that £15 for our beer money. The others think it's not fair, but we can't help it. It's what we're doing. So anyway, I'm doing this knitting bag. That's what I'm doing when it's sorted. And I had intended to do, I'll show you, I don't really be able to see. I had intended to do it, I was going to put a pocket up the side, but to keep patterns and things so they didn't get creased up inside. Well, when I'd done the base, square on the bottom, and I made when I come to start going up the side, I don't know whether you can see, but I made a ridge here. So I could pick up the stitches there. Only didn't I go and do it on the inside instead of the outside? And I am not pulling it out. So I'll just have to push the hook through like that and try to pick the stitches out to do it. Some things never go right, you know. No, for me it doesn't work. But this is when you're doing this and you're going round and round the same way. The crochet. It's actually, I keep using American terms for the crochet because I've watched that many videos, and they all seem to be American, and they talk in the when we do a chain, it's actually single crochet. Isn't it single crochet? When we do a double crochet, we call it single crochet, but the Americans have a different term for it, and I keep getting mixed up now with the English and the American terms, and I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. But anyway, when you're doing this, you have a right side and a wrong side, and I'll put that little edge, that little ridge on the wrong side, and it does. You can't see when you look at it. It's not the inside's not as smooth as the outside. So it's going to do me the way it is. And I've been doing a bit of that. Oh, you got a premium bond in 1951. My son was born in 1969, my oldest son, and his grandfather bought him a £1 premium bond. And we forgot all about this premium bond. And it was, well, just amongst some papers and things. And I think we moved house a couple of times and it sort of got lost. And we never thought no more about it. And anyway, I was looking through some papers probably about 2 or 3 years ago, and I was sorting things that needed to be thrown out. And it was an old passport I had, my old passport from when I was 19 years old. I still had this old passport. And when I opened it up, there was a premium bond inside it. And so that was from 1969. And my son's 51 this year. And he lives in Leeds. He doesn't live up here. So I messaged him and I sent him the number of the premium bond. And I said, if you check the, you can check whether there's been any not claimed or anything like that. And I says, you never know, you might have a one. So I gave him the number for him to check, but I sent the premium bond down to him later on. But he checked and he said there was no winnings off that bond. And I've only had my bonds for about 3 years. I never had any premium bonds before that, and it's only recently I've started buying them, and I've been very lucky. I think 1 year I had something every single month. I had something come up. Not so much this year. I think only about 2 or 3 months up this year up to now I've had anything. But I saw the thing, that the sparkle saying that you've won a million. Not that lucky though. Angela, your brother was born in 68. No, my son was born in 69, and I've got another son lives in Worksop. He was born 71. My youngest one was born in 74. He's the only one that's still up here. But my middle son is the father of my granddaughter up here, Cheryl, the one I see a lot of, but he was a motor mechanic by trade, and he was working in the garage one time, and there was some men came up from Worksop, and they were building the ovens that they put the cars in when they spray them, and he helped them build the oven, and he's pretty good. He's sort of like a jack of all trades after his dad. Doesn't matter what it is, he can fix it. And he helped them, and they offered him a job down in Worksop at the time, but he didn't take it at the time because he was quite happy where he was. And then they got, I think, new people working in the garage, and that he didn't get on very well with them. So he got on to these people down Worksop and asked if the job was still going. And it was, so that's how he's down there instead of up here. Oh yeah, it's main a club. It's just a pub, an ordinary pub, and I've been going there for years. When my husband died in 2014, and it was not probably about 3 years after that, about 2 years after that, I was looking on Facebook, and I was just thinking about, it was an old boyfriend I used to have before I was married, and I was wondering how he had getting on in life, and I wonder if he's on Facebook. And I found him on Facebook anyway, and we got in touch, and we got together again, and he lived up where this pub is that I go to, and that's how I come to go up that, because it's nearly a half an hour drive from where I live in Backworth up to, it's called Westerhope, where the pub is, and that's how I come to go to that pub with him, and have made a lot of friends up there. But my friend was diagnosed with a brain tumour after we'd known each other again for about 18 months, and if from being diagnosed, he only lasted 7 weeks. He died 7 weeks later, so he was gone. But I still go up there because I had a lot of friends up there, and I still go up there and I enjoy the nights that we're having, the quiz and the bingo and all that, and it's good enjoyment, and it's nice to get back out again after the lockdown. There was something funny on Monday night last night when I was there. We're looking, you go get the beer mats on the table. I mean, to stop all the water that runs down off your glasses and that. And we sat down at the table, and I'm saying to my friend, "Where's the beer mats? There's no beer mats on the table." And she, "Oh, they're not allowed to put them out anymore." And I says, "I don't believe it." She says, "No." She says, "No." So I had to hunt in her bag for paper hankies to put the glass on, because we had papers on the table for the quiz, and we're writing things down, and there was a lot of water on the thing. So what I'm going to do, these little coasters I've been making, I'm going to make a lot more, and I'm going to take them up for my friends so we can put our glasses on our beer glasses on the table when we're doing the quiz. So they'll come in handy. I'll have to make a few for my friends, Oh, you like the park? Your sister was born in 61 and 63. Yes, well, I say I was at my granddaughter's on Sunday, and we decided to take the kids out, and they really enjoy it because there's a park for, with swings and things like that. They can enjoy themselves there. And then there's also like water, where it's all like fenced off and all that. There's no children can fall into the water or anything like that. But there was a little girl, when we were looking over into the water, we could see the fishes. There was carp, there was some quite big ones, and we were looking at them. Of course, a lot of what we used to call little tiddlers, when we were kids, used to go fishing with our nets and that. And we only went there on the off chance, but this little girl turned up with her grandmother, and she had a fishing net, and she was trying to catch some of these little tiddlers. She was trying to catch the big ones. I said, "They're not even fit into the net," but she was still trying. And then my oldest great grandson, Frankie, decided he would have a go. So he took charge and took the net off her, and he was trying to catch the fish. So I had a good afternoon. I run around the kids, tiring them out. It was better than sitting in the house with their eyes glued to their iPads, because that's what they're like. Even when we come to have our dinner, you end up having to pry the iPads out of their hands, because the kids these days just don't know how to play like we did when we were children. I mean, I'm on I don't know what a lot of people. I'm on Facebook. A lot of other people probably are as well. Some people like it and some don't. But I'm in a few groups, and I'm in a particular group it's for my area. It's a Tyneside area, and I put a lot of pictures and things up from our time when we were children. All the things we used to play with when we were kids, and I find all these pictures up, and we have a lot of conversation about what's going on the photographs and that. Like I had one with the spinning top, the whip and the spinning top. I don't know if any of you remember that. You had the top and the whip, and you kept whipping the top to keep it spinning, and all the games we used to play, an arm and a leg, and where somebody used to have two people have the hold of a child's arm and a leg each side, and you swing them backwards and forwards, and I wonder how many were injured doing that. Like, but that's the kind of things that were put up on this group. But it's also a good group because I've made a lot of friends on it. And every so often, well, before the lockdown started, we all used to meet every month. Usually once a month. There was quite a lot of us at one time. There was about nearly 20 of us all used to meet in this local place. We'd have a drink and a meal and that, and a lot of conversation. And I made a few friends from that I see, as well as the once a month. Like there was a married couple that used to go there. They were nearly all women, like us. Some were married and some were widows like me, and some just single. But there was a particular married couple who were made really good friends with, and they are the ones I used to go to a karaoke with before every Tuesday the lockdown started. And another friend that who actually I found on another site I was on. It was for my school, the school I used to go to, and I found a lot of friends on there that I had lost over the years and that. And another girl I made friends with who lived in the same street as me, went to the same school, lived in the same street, but there's 12 years difference. I'm 12 years older than her, so we never knew each other. But we made good friends, and I used to go up and see her, but I haven't been able to see her either since the lockdown because she's shielding. She's got a lot of lung problems and that. But I made a lot of friends. I found a lot of relatives I'd forgotten about. And yeah, I was trying to get the iPads out of their hands. It's terrible. They get stuck on the games, and they get playing a game. And when the mum tells them the dinner's on the table, you've got to tell them half a dozen times because they're in the middle of a game and don't want to put the game down, you know. And I usually go up and I just take the iPads out of the hands. That's it. You get at the table, your dinner's out, you know. But yesterday I was on this this Tyneside group that I go on, and there was they welcome anybody, any new members that come on. They put their name up and welcome them. And there was this girl. And I'm looking at the name as I know that name. And I looked out and I thought, well, I didn't recognize the face, but the person I was talking about, it's about 56 years since I've seen her. We used to work in the same place up until I was about 18, and we were friends there until she got married and she had a baby, and then she left. And then she moved home, but I used to go to her house every Friday, and with her parents, we used to play cards and things like that until she moved. And then I moved as well, so we never saw each other again. And I was looking at the name, and I said, I know that name. And anyway, I put a message up and I asked, because the name that was up was, it wasn't the married name, it was a maiden name. And I asked the girl if it was a maiden name, the name that was up, and it came back, and she said yes. And I asked her, we both worked in Rington's tea factory at the time. That was how I knew her. And I asked if she worked in Rington's factory in the 60s, and she did. And then she realised who I was, and I realised who she was. And so we've been chatting, and we're going to arrange to meet. So that was nice, you know, being able to find some friends like that. And I found a lot of friends, even some relatives. I found a relative on the same Tyneside site who was asking about my middle name as me. And they were asking if my middle name was just an ordinary middle name, or was it a family name? And I explained to them it was my mother's middle name. Her name was May as well. But I says it was also my mother's maiden name. And back to me, and he said he was going to do some checking, and he come back, and he turned out to be my father's uncle's son, which I think makes him my second cousin. So I found him, and I found another cousin who I never knew I had, because I didn't even realise until I started doing family research thing that May was actually my grandmother's maiden name. I thought it was just a middle name, the same as mine, because I never really talked much about family, so I never knew, you know, what all the families. I knew my mother's name was Belle before she was married, and I knew things like that, but I never knew about my father's side because I didn't really get on much with the family. But I found quite a few friends and relatives, and saying like Facebook mightn't be much good for some people, but it was for me. But anyway, I've been sitting with these cones. I've got 2 black cones out of this sack bag that I made, which I showed you all. And these are cones of black. It's actually, I think it's actually called astrakhan. It's, you can see it, it's little nuts, little clumps of wool. And I actually call it a poodle, but the proper name for it's astrakhan. And I've been sitting winding it into a bowl. I've got one big bowl here, there's about 100 grams in this. And I've done a little swatch because I'm going to do a cardigan for myself out of it and a one for my granddaughter. And she's probably a little bit smaller a size. I'm a size 16, she's probably about a 12 or a 14. So I've done a little swatch and I was trying to measure the number of stitches and the length for the rows. And I just got that black is just a colour I cannot see properly. I don't know how I'm going to manage to knit this, but I'm going to try. But I had to wind. I've done a little swatch first, and I've got 3 strands here on this little swatch. You can see them. Yeah, I've got 3 strands. That's what I've knitted up. And I tried 2 strands at first to try to do it as double knitting, but it was too thin. So I pulled that out and I've done another swatch with the 3 strands, and this is probably all right. It feels a bit hard and stiff, but I think that this yarn is waxed because I remember years ago knitting a sweater for myself with the same stuff but different colour. It's been soft all the time, so I think it goes soft, and when you wash the wax out of it. But I've been sitting winding this ball, and I've had to sit and wind 2 strands first, and then use one of the other ones to make it 3 strands, so that I can knit with it. Otherwise, it's too thin. But it takes a bit of winding. So I've got my scales on my coffee table here beside me, and I was weighing it as I was going along to see how much, and so I've still got 1,000 grams in these 2 things, so I'm probably going to get more than 2 cardigans out of it, but that's the start. But I can only knit this in the daylight. I usually do a lot of knitting, my knitting usually do it in the night time. I'm going to have to do it, knit this, it's going to have to be during the day, because I went up to the window and had it at the window when it was still quite light, but it's only getting on for 8 o'clock now, and it's starting to get dark in my living room. I've got my little light on, but it still goes a bit. Even when I put the big light on in the room, it doesn't help the light in here. So I could never knit this of a night time, so it's probably going to take me quite some time to do it. But I tried to count how many stitches to the inch, and I think there's about 5. And that's using 4mm or size 4mm or size 8 needle. That's what I'm doing it on. So that's going to keep me busy for a while. And I don't think it's going to take all that. But I'm doing it. I'm not actually sure whether it's single crochet or double crochet. The Americans' term is crochet for it, but I think it's just single crochet, where you just go in and go once over the hook and then over the 2 stitches. I think the English term for that is single crochet, but I keep getting mixed up with all the American terms. Yes, I think I've looked on my phone, Jeannie, and it has said it's towards the weekend we're going to get some more warm weather again. I hope so. Like, it's better. I've still got things to do in my garden, but I had a few pots and I had some late flowers I was putting in. I had been growing them in my outhouse, and I brought them out into the cold frame, and I thought I'm going to put them into some pots, and I cleared some pots, and I haven't cleared them all because I've got quite a few and I've been putting them back onto my patio. And I was standing washing the dishes the other day and I looked out the window and it was like a flock of seagulls in the garden. I don't know where, I mean, we're not far from the sea, but they don't usually come this far inland. And I don't know whether they've got a nest somewhere because they keep coming in my garden every day now. And I've got cabbages growing. They were pulling at the cabbages. One of them was split right off at the stalk. They weren't very big, they must have been just small enough for them to pull off. They've been pulling at me peas. I've got peas growing and all these little things I put in the pots have been pulling them out and pecking at them and spoiling what I'm trying to do in my garden. But I hope it's dry tomorrow because my grass needs cutting again and probably my hedge in the back garden because it's about 10 days or something since I've done that one. And I use it's called a hedge groom. It's like a lawnmower over the top and you have to do it when the hedge is only growing little bits like that. It's if you wait until your hedge until it's up here somewhere, it's hard work because you've got to keep lifting it and putting it down over the top. So it is quite hard work. So I want to do it while it's too small, while the growth's not very large. So I kind of do it if it's wet because it's with it being electric. I don't bring things out in the garden when it's wet. So that's my grass needs cutting and my hedge needs cutting. The front hedge I done that not just a few days ago. That's not too bad. That'll last. But the one in the back garden is a very long hedge. It's getting quite warm in here now. I don't know if it's getting warm outside, but I'm going to have to take my cardigan off because I'm sweating. I think it's suddenly turned quite warm, like. But I'll be out again tomorrow night with my friend to a bingo night again, and hope that we're a bit more lucky this time. Because I'm saying we actually won, but we didn't come away with as much as what we started with, where it cost us to have the games. And I've got to do, my friend said she's going to make a corned beef pasty for us to take there, so I'll have to make something as well, because a lot of the girls that go there, they all make something, little nibbles or something we call them, like. I make some cheese scones and take some cheese scones with me, something for us to have a little snack with when they have a break. But we had a lot of on Monday night in the quiz. There was a lot of strangers in the pub to what there normally is. They were all doing the quiz and that, but there were some girls who were quite drunk to start with, and they were shouting, and we couldn't hear what the girl that does the quiz, Sharon Nicole, she just reads out the questions, and we were having trouble hearing what she was saying because of them. And then when they were doing the bingo, they use a machine, one of those machines that they use for the jukebox and all that does bingo as well, and that we were having trouble hearing that as well when they were doing the bingo. I've seen it to my friend, I hope they're not turning up next week as well. I see, because they're spoiling our night. But since the lockdown's been eased, they seem to be getting a lot more strangers coming into the pub than what we had before. But I suppose it's what the pubs want, like, isn't it? But this, my granddaughter works in it's a nail salon place. She does, all the things to the nails and that, which also does things like eyebrows and eyelashes and things like that. And Boris has gone back on some of the things that they can do. So she's gone back to work, and she's self-employed, so she's losing she lost a day's pay on Saturday because she had a lot of like eyebrows and things like eyelashes and things like that booked, and she couldn't do those because they've stopped them. So I think they want to make their mind up, and she's lost some money because they're not on furlough or whatever you call it anymore, which is hard for her. But luckily her husband's working, so they're not too badly off. Oh, your grandchildren are the same as mine, are they? Well, my great-grandchildren, actually. I have another granddaughter lives near Morpeth, but I very rarely see her. She's got two little girls. I've got two great-granddaughters there, but I very rarely see those ones. But my granddaughter Cheryl lives close to me, so I still see a lot of her. And it's the youngest little boy, Eddie. He'll be 2 on Thursday, so we've got that to look forward to. And then my son might be coming up from works up to see his grandkids. So. And I think I might go off in a minute and see what's on the television. I don't know what's on like at the moment. There's not much on like worth watching, but I'm going to have a look anyway. So whoever's still on, I'm going to say good night to you because I'm going to watch some television. Well, I might try some other night, a different night going live. I've been trying different times to see which is the best because I don't know, for the times and that what's best for other people. Oh, so good night, Jill. Yes, I'm away now because I think I need a drink and that, and put my telly on for something to watch. It's starting to get dark in here, and I don't like putting me light on because it doesn't seem to help on the screen here. So good night now till the next time I get on.